This is a Pfanstiehl Radio out of Chicago, and it was produced, I've seen dates 1924, 1925, I think it's probably 25, and it's a two-dialer. Just two dials to tune in a radio station. And looking at the front here, obviously you can see the two dials. The two smaller dials toward the bottom, the one on the left, that varies the filament voltage for the RF tubes, and the one on the right varies the filament voltage for the audio tubes. Here's the Pfanstiehl name in the upper left-hand corner on the front of the radio. And toward the center, and barely visible, this is a Model 8. And above that is information about the dials and what that equates to as far as meters go for wavelength. This tag is on the inside of the radio on the back board, and to its left are these connections for the antenna and ground. Here's an overhead view of this radio, and as you can see, it's got 5 tubes, and at the top you can see the 3 green RF coils. They're all identical. I was able to locate a circuit that's close to this radio, but not exactly the same. The antenna coil in this radio is not tapped like it shows in the wiring diagram. Let's take a closer look at that antenna coil. Like I said, all of them are the same, and you can see the inner smaller coil, that's the primary, and the larger outer coil. So all of these coils are step-up transformers. And looking at the overhead view, here is the antenna coil and its tuning capacitor, and here it is in the wiring diagram. Now we go back to the overhead view. The next 2 RF coils and capacitors, the capacitors are ganged together, and here they are in the wiring diagram. Back to the overhead view. Here are the audio transformers and the connection for the horn speaker at the top. And here it is in the wiring diagram. This is the variable capacitor that tunes the antenna coil. And here are the other 2 variable capacitors. It's really interesting how they have these 2 capacitors ganged together. Okay, let's turn this thing on. It even has a pilot light.
It's great for building the depth of your football team. It's exciting for them. I mean, when kids know that they're going to get in the game on a second, they're to just reach film and just skyrocket. And We had a chance to play against Georgia Southern. We got an opportunity yesterday. We had a scrimmage against Hargrave where we had a lot of kids. We had 45 guys get a chance to scrimmage for about an hour and a half. We'll pay attention in the future. But we evaluated the kids defensively. We had some guys that made some really good plays. I think most everybody saw the sack that Dante Moss, the true freshman that's coming in at defensive end, he was able to make. And some of the younger guys at linebacker, Bella Cockle, Herman Davis, Neon guys, Shane Malarkey, a lot of those guys got a chance to play in the second half, and they did some really good things. Gene Robinson.
It's now news. This is News Talk 680 WPTF. WPTF forecast tonight, low in the mid-40s. Tomorrow, only low 50s with some light rain, but upper 50s by Friday. And maybe see 11 active weather meteorologist Chris Holman for News Talk 680 WPTF.